Hello, today for review I've got yet another true wireless model, and spoiler, it's not the last true wireless model in my review queue. But today I've got interesting one. It's made by Alpha&Delta, and Alpha&Delta is a relatively famous brand in audio community. It's a sub-brand of famous Lend Me Your Ears online retailer, and it's their sister brand or sub-brand, and under this trademark they offer really interesting models. I reviewed many of their gear. They make really nice cables. Alpha&Delta D6, really interesting dynamic driver model with almost incredible resolution and price noticeably below $100, and D3 is nice affordable basic model for those who like low frequencies. What else? They've got KS3, also $100 model with nice sound signature and good design. And now actually it's time for their true wireless model. They got two additional models in their lineup. I don't remember, one named Fit, second one Dream, but this one is called Elite, and if I remember right, it's the most expensive model in their lineup, but of course relatively inexpensive. Current price is $60, a bit less probably, but it offers a lot of good features. So just to mention few: wireless charging, so sweat-proof IPX5 for 5 hours of work. It uses Qualcomm's QCC 3020 chip, and it supports True Wireless Plus if your smartphone supports that. Bluetooth 5, small 6mm driver, but they are really keen in using dynamic micro drivers. Supported codecs, as you can see, aptX is supported. Up to 5 hours of battery life, and actually it's almost true, at least 4 hours you will have, and 3-4 additional charges in case, and you can charge case wirelessly, and if your smartphone supports what is called reversed wireless charging, you can even charge them from your smartphone. And as you can see, it's really feature packed, so for this price range I think it's one of the most advanced true wireless models. And let's have a closer look. Package is fairly simple, nothing fancy, just regular cardboard, but I think it's okay to save some price to achieve the best results in terms of other features. So package is really simple and minimalistic, but actually it does what it needs. You will have case with in-ear monitors themselves, USB-C cable, short one for charging, and 2 pair of additional tips. So just what you need and nothing besides that. But from other point of view, what else you will need for the true wireless model? In terms of design, this model is really nice, at least to my taste. Small, nice, convenient case, USB-C for charging, a great plus in many circumstances, and it has a pleasant soft touch surface. Actually everything here is covered with soft touch, and I think it's a really good option. So inside you will have earpieces themselves and LED indicator on the front panel. When it glows green, it means that you have more than 20% of charge left in case. When it turns to yellow, then it means that it has to be charging. Complete charge took about 1 hour for this case. So you basically pull the earpieces out, they connect to each other, and then they will go into the pairing mode, and after that you can connect them to the source. But basically I already connect them to my Shenlink M6 today. It will be reference source or example source, and as usual you connect the left earpiece, it will ask you to connect the right, or vice versa. In terms of design, they are also pretty nice. So as you can see, they are small, they are fitting nicely into ears, also pleasant soft touch surface. Sensor controls are located here, so you just press and hold it, and you can do everything. skip tracks backward and forward, change volume, play pause, call voice assistant, so they put all full featured control. Internal side is really soft, so it will fit into your ears really nicely. As usual, they using reduced size tips, so as you can see, the short version. A spout have average length, so sound isolation is also about average, but it will be enough for noisy street, for public transport or something like that. Fit is really good, they stay really secure in the ears, maybe, at least for me, because it depends on ears. So nice, stylish, sleek design. I'd say that probably they look more expensive than their price, at least to my taste. Of course, you can use third-party spin fit tips. They've created shallow version of the tips. So, playback started. Too early a little bit, I cover sound later. Of course, they have built-in microphone, but noise cancellation is really average. It will be okay to make some call or answer call in the quiet environment, but on the noisy street, noise cancellation won't be enough. But it's not the issue only with this model. Actually, almost all true wireless models available on the market have this issue. So basically, all that models are created to listen to the music, not to make calls. If you need a good microphone, you need to consider some much more expensive segment like Apple AirPods or maybe some Sony True Wireless. Not sure should I have them for review or not. I will think about it. Really convenient in daily usage. Magnets for all uses. For hold the earpieces in the case, to hold the lid, so everything is done really nicely. Of course, you can use only right earpiece or left earpiece and swap them if you need. You can select which one will be active, or in the True Wireless Plus you can connect them both. What else I can say? Connection quality is really nice, that up to 10 meters with one thin wall in between the source and earpieces is okay, but of course it depends on the amount of Wi-Fi networks around you, because when you enter some place with a lot of Wi-Fi networks, you can experience some hiccups due to interference, and actually Alpha&Delta is probably one first company that covers that in the manual. Actually, I like their manual. It's really short and totally up to the point. What mean LED, how touch control works, how to pair them, make phone calls, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, just short and straight to the point. So to summarize this part, really nice, small and convenient true wireless in-ear monitors. Before I proceed to sound description, few small notes. So first one, there is a slight background noise present in these in-ear monitors, but it's common for true wireless. It's about the same level than other true wireless models. For example, it's noticeably less than KZ-E10 that I reviewed. And also there is a small delay between video and sound, but actually YouTube now can correct that, and actually I think now YouTube corrects that because it's aware of modern Bluetooth codecs. So in terms of tuning, they are bassy and they are fun, they are energetic, and they are definitely not trying to be natural. You know, usually you can expect huge and powerful bass from big dynamic drivers like 12 millimeters or bigger, but in this case small tiny 6mm dynamic driver managed to deliver really surprising amounts of low frequencies. In one of my previous reviews I mentioned that Alpha and Delta are good with small dynamic drivers or micro drivers, but this one is a great example of this. So bass is powerful, it's accented, it has really good depth, so it goes really deep, and it's controlled well. And actually, it's the case when true wireless in-ear monitors, they surpass the possibilities of aptX codec. So deeper bass is simplified, but it's because of aptX compression. So it's really good sub bass, probably one of the best possible in the true wireless in-ear monitors. It has really nice attacks and decays, good texturing, probably a bit exaggerated because of the amount of low frequencies here. But of course this model is tailored first of all for sport or for pop music, for electronic music, for other genres that benefit from accented low frequencies, and they really shine with such genres. They're really enjoyable and really good. And as an example, well, it's pretty predictable, but anyway, here it is. It's the Antwoord. I could select every single track, or the Prodigy, or Daft Punk, or any other tune that I have with noticeable amount of low frequencies, but Banana Brain is also a good example, and somewhere at this point starts this punchy bass line, and this in-ear monitors will start almost shaking in your ears. But no, they won't shake because they have a really good secure fit. But anyway, they will give you nice amount of punch, kick, weight and body. So a bit not natural for the acoustic instruments, but they don't create it to be this way. Mids are also engaging. Resolution is normal, not super, but normal. I probably repeat this phrase too much, but resolution is normal dynamic driver. And bass is controlled nicely, so it's not shadowing the mids. Sometimes when tune is bass heavy, it's unavoidable, but in many situations it stays on the place, and they're not focused on the micro detalization. It's not the model to hear every single nuance and detail. It's just fun, pure energy, engagement, emotions and groove. They are really forgiving to the quality of record. They are okay with streaming media. They don't suffer much from the Bluetooth compression, but they will give you a lot of emotions, lot of engagement. Imaginary stage is a bit below average in width and in depth, but for me it's typical. When I listen to the warm and bassy in-ear monitors, they just give me more intimate stage. And I decided not to select the examples to hide some features of this in-ear monitors tuning, so I didn't try to find the tracks that will suit the most, because I could select every pop tune or some jazz music or something like that, so genres that will benefit from deep bass. For example, Musica Nuda will be sounding really nice, giving this striking contrast between low frequencies and upper mids. But I have selected Bruce Dickinson. It's saturated male vocal, one of the best vocalists ever, probably the best one for me subjectively. And this is really emotional track, so it's lacking a bit of resolution, it's lacking a bit of focus on the micro detalization, but it's still really enjoyable, and because of the energy and emotions that this in-ear monitors has. Probably if such music is vast majority of your media library, it's you need to something with more treble or upper mids. But if you just want to listen something heavy time to time, it will, and mainly you like low frequencies, it will be a really good option. And treble is noticeably rolled off. It's present, but it's moved to a bit to the background, so they are comfortable. They're not trying to be fatiguing, not too thin, too analytical. Resolution of treble is normal, but it's if you bass is on the first stage, mids are on the second, and treble on the third, so it's enough to play some cymbals, to represent some bells, to give basic overtones. But for something complicated like saturated overtones, super extended treble, it's not the case of these in-ear monitors, but they are not created for such genres and scenarios, so just basic treble, let's say so. At the same time, if you are sensitive, treble sensitive, it will be a really nice model for you. They don't remove the treble completely, it's present, but just tuned in the more polite way. And as an example, I've got Nazareth, Bad Boy. So basically it's sounding really nice with these in-ear monitors, because drum line is really forward and it's really realistic and engaging. And of course there are some cymbals and they are present, but they don't reach and extend it, because this album, the Anthology, is recorded and mastered a bit on the brighter side, and with this in-ear monitors it's sounding really comfortable. So to summarize everything, good model for those who like really powerful accented low frequencies. Maybe it's not the most bass heavy model, but one of the most bass heaviest in the true wireless segment that I've tested, and at the same time they are really enjoyable on mids and have a comfortable treble. And shortly about comparisons, there is not much sense in comparing this with some other true wireless models that I've tested, because they are definitely on the heaviest side in terms of bass. They are probably even a bit more heavier than Mi Audio X10 that I reviewed. Both are sport earbuds, and but at the same time X10 is a bit more forward on treble, so they have a bit more treble and a bit so maybe not sharper, but if you're treble sensitive, this one will be the best option for you. But if you like a bit more treble, then Mi Audio X10 could be an option for you. Well, let's pause the playback. So I won't be trying to recall every other single model that I've tested recently, because they are tuned, in a different way. So basically almost all models have less low frequencies, and especially it's noticeable on the deeper bass, because there are a lot of bass heavy true wireless models, but none of them that I've tested has such a nice and engaging deeper layer of bass. So if you're looking for something bassy, if you're looking for something suitable for sport, if you need some waterproof model, it's definitely an option worth considering. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.